What's up, nerds? We're your hosts. I'm Jake.
And I am Chad.
This week we're sponsored by Ray's Energy Drinks.
We are also sponsored by Crybaby Craig's Hot Sauce.
So this week we will be talking about Marvel's Secret Invasion, now streaming the first episode on Disney Plus.
We're also going to talk about some nerd news and upcoming stuff. Yeah, let's get into it. This is the All Things Nerd Podcast.
Nerd.
Welcome back, nerds, to the All Things Nerd Podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. Chad, how was your week?
It wasn't too bad. I got a new 3D printer that I got up and running, and I've printed a bunch of shit with it. Clearly, I am not good at the technicalities of 3D printing because the other one, nothing turned out, and I've made a few with this one that I'm really happy with. So clearly, I needed one that will make those minor adjustments for me because I suck at it. And then this weekend, played D&D, which was always fun. What about you? How was your week?
Well, I got a new 3D printer. Your old one. And I got been working on my original car crapped out on me, and I had bought a car. Maybe we've talked about it. I don't remember on here, but we just got it finished up. So I had to get a new bumper on it, and so I bought one, got it painted. It's looking pretty slick now, though.
Yeah, it looks really nice. You showed me pictures.
So that's what we did. We did some gardening. Last year we just planted all of our stuff in pots in the backyard, and this year we tilled up the front yard. A giant spot in the front yard, and we're moving the garden up front.
Just rows and rows of corn.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, we just the backyard's more of a hangout spot. And we noticed last year that it was just like crazy with plants.
Yeah.
So we moved it to the front yard because we never hang out in the front yard. And yeah. And Nicole's herb garden is out there. Her herbs. And
Herbs.
and so we were like, well, let's just move it all up there. So we did that. Cool story. I'm old.
Hey.
We also, by the time this episode drops, Nicole and I will be officially in the third trimester, so that'll be sweet.
Woo!
Woo!
Woo! 2 claps and a Ric Flair. For our listeners, if you like what we're doing here and wish to support us, that would be fantastic. The best way to do it is to go to buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd. It's a monthly subscription, much like Patreon, but with no pedophilia. And, it's a great way to support the show on a monthly basis. You get some extra behind the scenes, official first announcements. Depending on the level, you get some member exclusive merch, get the opportunity to be in a group chat with Jake and I and the people of All Things Nerd. It's just an awesome way to support it. We don't pocket anything. Everything that we get goes right back into the show so that we can do more and more stuff. And more stuff is coming. We just aren't ready to share it yet. But yeah. Jake, what comes out this coming weekend?
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. I wasn't sure which one was written down first. That's why I looked up. I know that there's a lot of stuff coming out. I was like, shit, which one is it I've written down first? Indiana Jones comes out this weekend. The Dial of Destiny. I'm pretty excited about this. Yeah. This has been a ongoing series since before I was even born, technically. But as a kid, I fucking loved these movies, and now it's coming to a dramatic end. I'm excited about it.
Mm-hmm. It's like Destiny will dial,
Yeah.
Who are you gonna call?
Beep, beep, beep. Who is it? Hi, this is Destiny.
Who you gonna call? Destiny? Also, Warrior season 3 drops on. Can't even say HBO Max anymore because now it's just Max.
Like your next door neighbor, Max.
Uh, I heard that the reason that they changed HBO Max to Max after the Warner Brothers merge was so that they didn't have to continue paying royalties to original HBO series
Huh.
that they acquired at the same time. So
Whatever.
super kind of shitty as to why they did it, but whatever.
There's no way the speaker is or the microphone's picking it up, but my dog is just sawing some wood right now. So loud. I was like, what was that?
Yep, did not
Sorry.
hear that at all.
Just to explain why I was like,
The fuck?
oh yeah. We also get The Witcher season 3, the final season, maybe, with Henry Cavill. I only say maybe because now that he's not back as Superman, fuck you, James Gunn. Uh, um, maybe Netflix will get their shit together and
Actually,
let him.
listen to the fans and not the
Yeah,
showrunners that just want to use the name.
that would be
Uh,
awesome. But yeah, season 3, potentially the final season with Henry Cavill. Um, yeah, I'm excited.
I am too.
Yeah.
The
I
show's
don't
so
know.
good.
Do you think will you continue to watch it after Cavill if he actually is not coming back with Liam?
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna just write it off because of that. I'm gonna be bummed, but
Yeah.
I'll give it a chance, and
Yeah.
if it at least still feels like the same show, then I'll keep watching it.
Was that an accident?
I'll never tell. And then in world news, not really nerd news, unless whatever. There was kind of a tragedy.
This has been if you don't know about this, where are you?
Yeah, the Titan submersible fiasco that claimed the lives of 5
It
individuals.
is nerd news. They use a Logitech game controller.
They did use a Logitech PlayStation clone controller to control.
Which is still intact, by the way, at the
I
bottom of the
saw
ocean.
that. That was like one of the only things that survived. Just put it in a bag
was
of
the only thing that survived.
put it in a bag of rice.
That should be their fucking marketing going forward. They would sell the shit out of that. They need, you know what they need to do is
Logitech can
they need to
survive
recover
the
it.
bottom of the ocean.
They need to recover it and like prove that it still works. I'll buy it. I'll buy it right away.
Uh,
That's marketing.
I
The
mean-
whole thing was marketing. Logitech set the whole thing up.
I think that would make them terrorists. International terrorists.
Heroes.
I mean, it is sad that people died.
It's yes. There's
There's that part isn't funny, but the memes that have come out of it, also because it was a bunch of very, very wealthy, like dumb rich people,
Yeah.
that spent $250,000 to go in a submersible that could not be called a submarine because it didn't classify as a submarine. That, I mean, a week before the whole, you can't even call it an excavation, you can't even call it
Excursion?
an excursion. It
yeah.
didn't excur anything. I
It
know
made a lot of people scared.
Don't at me. I know I didn't use that word correctly. But it was leaking.
It was leaking 8 days before
Yeah,
the
in
trip.
15 feet of water.
Yeah.
Also,
And
the entire thing, you couldn't look out the windows. There weren't windows. There was one
there was
window
one
in the back.
window in the bathroom of all
Yeah,
places.
which was just kind of like the back corner. But there was one window. The things that they were supposedly seeing in front of them was a camera to a screen. Like, they could have literally just sat in a 15-foot pool of water, leaked a little bit, and they could have played pre-recorded stuff.
Or they could have sent a non-manned thing down to
Yeah.
take video of it and watched it on a screen, since that's all they were going to do anyway.
Yeah.
Was watch it on. Anyways, there was a lot of speculation that these people had been at the bottom of the ocean. There's a huge rescue attempt. You guys all know this. You watched it, heard about it, whatever. In fact, they made it an hour and 45 minutes into their trip. They didn't even get to
The Titanic.
the Titanic. Yeah,
Because it
they-
was about 2.5 hours to get to the Titanic.
2.5 hours to the bottom of the ocean. They made it an hour and 45 minutes, and they
Yeah. Probably because the bolts that they were using were smaller than what Little Tyke's swing set for your backyard uses. And it was already taking on water beforehand.
yeah.
I mean,
And they screwed the. Did you see this? The monitors. They screwed the monitors into the metal, so there was already a breach in the hull of the. What do you call it? Submersible.
I did not know that. I figured that there was some sort of framing involved.
Nope. There was bolts screwed right into the metal. Smart.
This whole submersible build seems very similar to that one person that was the flat earther that tried to build his own rocket ship to prove that the world was flat, and then blew up.
Was he in it?
Yeah, because he wanted to go up to prove that it was flat, and
Good.
didn't make it.
Thinning the herd.
They give off the same energy.
Thinning the herd.
Yeah. Again, the fact that these people died is not what's funny.
Debatable. What's not funny is that at the same time that this was happening, a boat sank with 700 refugees on it, and they all died, and there hasn't been a lick of fucking media coverage over it at all.
Outside of Greece, I believe.
Yeah.
And it had a bunch of refugees on it. And what's fucked up is I think it was the Greek government sent basically like tugboats out to push the boat as it was starting to go down back out into international waters so that they could not be held responsible.
Yeah. So.
And that's
Five-
hundreds of
five-
people versus 5 billionaires.
I was like 5 dipshits or hundreds of innocent people.
Yeah.
It's very sad. That's sad.
That is sad.
That's sad.
And that's also what's just infuriating. Whatever.
Infuriating.
It makes me-
infuriating.
It makes me
There's-
very mad.
Did I put that word is making me really mad. Did I put way more R's in there than I
I
thought
don't
I should
know.
have?
I don't know how to say that word.
Infuriating.
Makes me
Fuck.
furious.
Infuriated. Got it.
Sure. Yeah, because there's no news coverage on the actual tragedy. I mean, 5 people dying still is sad, but like,
Just a splash in the ocean, if you will.
we need to talk about sponsor one after that. Our first sponsor this week is Ray's Energy Drinks. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 crash, lots of great flavors. If energy drinks aren't your thing, I'm sorry, Ray's, that this is how this week's spot comes up. But if energy drinks aren't the thing for our listeners, they have other things to choose from pre-workout, protein-packed meals, or, cake in a cup, pancakes, everything like that. Lots of options. Some of it's plant-based as well, which is dope. So listen up, learn how to save 15%, and don't make a splash.
I was gonna make a joke about like when you were going through the Rays about like sardines in a can or something like that.
Not all their beverages are carbonated, much like the Titan. Listen up, learn how to save 15%. We'll be right back with you to talk about more actual nerd news. What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Raze Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with zero crash. Raze Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring a powerful, yet sustained, energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, empowered by their Refresh formula technology, Raze Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Raze Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you. Okay, nerds. So there's been some talks, some confirmations, some speculations, some sightings going on in the world of nerd and upcoming things that are being worked on. So, well, we've got a list here. Let's just get right into the first one. Ben Affleck was seen on set of Deadpool 3. The logical jump there is that he's going to be Deadpool again. Or not Deadpool, Daredevil.
I was like, Deadpool
Sweet,
again?
he's going to be Daredevil. That's what I meant to say. And I said it right the first time. Don't check.
We know that this is going to be a multiverse kind of movie. That TVA is going to be in this. TVA is from Loki season 1. We have heard that we're going to get the original X-Men cast. We're going to get the original Fantastic Four cast. Whether that includes Chris Evans as Johnny Storm or not, I don't know. But I know, or I don't know, but I've heard that, what the fuck is his name? The guy who played Reed Richards.
I don't...
He's got a... Whatever. I heard that he was going to be in it. I also heard that the whole cast of the original Fantastic Four would be back. And now Daredevil... Well, yeah, I guess I wasn't wrong there. Now Ben Affleck has been spotted on the set of Deadpool 3, which would make us believe that we're going to see Daredevil.
Yeah. It's spelt weird, but I'm assuming that it's Ian Grufford.
Ian, yes. Yeah.
But there's a random O in there.
He's the
It's like
P guy from
Eon.
Horrible Bosses.
Oh my god. Yeah.
They thought he was an assassin, and he gets there and starts laying plastic on the floor, and they're like, please don't kill us. And he's like, I'm not going to kill you. I'm here to pee on you. And they're like, wait, what? And then they all get mad at Charlie Day. They're like, where did you find this guy? And he's like, I typed in men looking for men. And they're like, oh my god, you're a fucking idiot.
And he was... because their conversation, that's
Wet
right,
work.
was wet work. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Reed Richards.
Oh my god. I forgot about that. That's hilarious.
But anyways, yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I'm down with it. I really want to see James Marsden come back. I think that the original X-Men trilogy just did his Cyclops so dirty.
Yeah.
So dirty. I love James Marsden. I think he's an underrated actor.
I do too.
And yeah, I would really like to see, no offense to Ty Sheridan. Is that the kid who played him? That's
That
the
sounds
kid who
right,
played him? Yeah. No offense to that kid, but they just have not got Cyclops right. And I would
the
really
only
like
thing
to
that
see...
Ty Sheridan has that I think goes above the original X-Men was at the end of Apocalypse, I think it was, when everyone's in their like comic accurate suits, and his looked so good.
Yeah.
I mean, they all looked awesome. But
Yeah. But yeah, I would like to see James Marsden get a chance to
be the Cyclops that we know and love from the comics and 90s cartoon. Where
I liked Cyclops. I had his action figures.
Yeah.
Cyclops is the shit, yeah.
I love Cyclops too.
Oh, you said no and loved.
Yeah.
I thought you said that no one loved. And I was like, what are you talking about?
And loved.
I got you. No, I misheard you. I was like, what do you mean? I had that action figure. I loved Cyclops when I was a kid. Yeah. Love you, James.
Between Cyclops, this is a really embarrassing fact about me. Between Cyclops and Daredevil, even though the Daredevil movie was not good, I would only wear like red sunglasses for a short period of time when I was in like middle school.
Nice.
Yeah. I was, how you say, not cool.
Oh, okay. I got you. Hold up. Check this out. Between Cyclops, the animated series, the 90s series, and Star Trek, which I was a big fan of, Next Generation with Patrick Stewart, I used to take my mom's hair bands and put them over my eyes to look like I had those. Geordie, if anyone remembers Geordie, he was the guy
LeVar
from
Burton.
Reading Rainbow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reading Rainbow. Yeah.
We can go twice as high.
Take a look.
It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. And then to now reference Donald Glover, Reading Rainbow. Set phasers to love me.
Anyway, so
a lot of
I
references
also was not what you call cool.
Yeah. I was not cool at all.
Anyways, look forward to Deadpool 3. We may get some familiar faces. Blue Beetle has been confirmed by James Gunn as canon in
his
DC universe.
Yeah, and that comes out in August.
Yeah. I'm gonna say we'll see it. We're gonna see it.
I still think it looks good, but that's what trailers are supposed to do, is make the movie look good.
It looks cool. And I like Jolo. Whatever, I forget his last name.
I can
the
look
kid
it up.
from Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
I know his first name is Jolo because a fan asked him at Comic-Con how to pronounce his name, and he said Jolo. Because it's like X-O something.
Yeah, Jolo Maraduena.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Or Maraduena.
Yeah.
But
the movie looks cool.
Yeah.
We'll see. The problem is that DC's not getting off to a good start here.
It makes no fucking sense. It's like a bunch of billionaires going in a sub. It makes no sense.
That's funny. Oh, go ahead.
Also, the director of The Flash, Andy Muschietti, who was already confirmed to be directing the upcoming Batman, Bold and Brave, The Bold and the Brave,
Brave
and the Bold, or Raisin Bran, Old. Has now also been confirmed that he will be doing James Gunn's Justice League.
But what? The Flash was garbage.
And we're going to talk about something that, because of how bad The Flash was, it canceled officially nail in the coffin, canceled plans for another DC project.
Yeah.
Granted, Andy Muschietti was not responsible for writing The Flash. So, doing as much as you can.
We've seen directors get fired for less, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And we've also seen directors who put out trash and then come back with an actual decent writing team and do great things. So it's up in the air. I just don't have high hopes for it. Like, they're already being like, yeah, he's going to do this movie, and now he's going to do this movie. And I'm sure before both those movies come out, he's going to be signed on to do a few more of them.
Yeah. We'll see.
And then watch Batman, Brave and the Bold tank, and then he's going to be fired from all the other ones.
Or it's going to be the DC curse, where this movie sucked. The next movie's going to be good.
Then
the next movie's going to suck. And then, it's going to be.
But that means that Blue Beetle will be good, and we already expect Aquaman 2 to be trash. But then when they do Aquaman 3, because that's inevitable, they can have the plot be that he's looking for a missing submersible. That was the one I told you I had in mind.
In the chamber?
Sorry.
That's great. Das Boot.
What, in other DC news, what's gonna start soon?
Well, you never actually said what got canceled. We just kept spitballing. You started with
we can
a nail
we
in
can
the
do
coffin,
that one,
but you
we
never.
can do that one now. It was just lower down on our list.
That's how you started the conversation.
Well, I said that we would get to it later, but
you did. Okay, yeah. I was like,
well, so anyways, Batman Beyond, which was going to bring back Michael Keaton as an older Bruce Wayne, teaching Terry McGinnis and stuff like that. It was kind of in limbo for a long time, and supposedly because of how terribly The Flash did, it's just dead. It's dead. It's never going to happen. I mean, sucks because I would have loved to see it, but you were saying that not like this.
No, I don't.
Not like this.
Nice Matrix reference. I just don't want to see. I really want a Batman Beyond movie. Well, we've been talking about this for a couple years now. Yeah, and under this directing and writing, whatever, I just don't want to see it. Yeah. But I mean, the Batwoman movie got canceled already. Fully finished movie got canceled.
And it tested better than Black Adam, but The Rock just paid extra money to push it through.
Yeah. And it got canceled. Like, I don't want to see Batman Beyond under this regime. Too bad to say.
No.
Like, I don't want to see it. I want to later with better people. I love James Gunn. I really do. But I don't know what the fuck this boy is doing right now. He's fucking shit up, and I don't like it. Why?
Recasting half, but not all, but also The Flash was supposed to reset everything. And I know that we got into a lot of it last week when we actually talked about the movie. But fucking A, man.
Yeah. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see Batman Beyond yet. Later. Yeah. It's unfortunately I'm gonna be 36 soon, so by the time they reboot all of this shit, I'll either be dead or like 50.
So close to dead. Cool. Sorry.
I mean, I know that Warner Bros. Literally begged for months for Christian Bale to reprise his role in The Flash, and Bale, thank God, said no.
I mean, he had said years ago that the only way he would come back is if Christopher Nolan did another one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not surprised that he said no, but I'm very glad he did.
Yeah. That trilogy was
Yeah.
just leave it alone.
It was just my only thing with the third one, you know,
There's some
Bane
holes there.
and
There's some holes
everything
there.
like that. It was just
Like the ship in the submersible. There are some holes. There's some holes there.
Oh, fuck.
That one wasn't even planned.
It just
I got a couple in the chamber, and that wasn't one of them.
it was just so the Dark Knight series was so rooted in realism, which was awesome, you know, because like the animated series and stuff like that, you know, there's a lot of mysticism, weird stuff, like Bane just like being overly pumped with the Venom serum to quadruple
That was
his size.
one thing I didn't. That was one thing that bothered me is that Bane wasn't.
He was just a
He was just a guy.
big dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of lame. Yeah, I agree. But that,
Yeah.
regardless, that trilogy was so fucking good. Just leave it. And
Yeah.
I think, but thankfully, Christian Bale is on the same page. He's like, no,
Yeah.
not touching that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but who did we get instead? Since he said no.
Well, I mean, we talked about
Oh, we
it
already
last
talked
week,
about it
but
last week. Yeah.
that's why we got Clooney.
Yeah. But yeah, that's. Anyways, the Batman Beyond movie with Keaton is canceled. The maybe Brave and the Bold is with Clooney and his son.
I hope not.
Not really sure, but that's the Batman that they introduced in the end credit of
I know.
The Flash. So, and if The Flash is canon and was resetting everything according to James Gunn,
That's the thing. It's like
Then that's our Batman.
Really implies that Clooney is going to be Batman again. Hopefully, there's no bat nipples, but fuck, man.
yeah, fucking dumb,
Yeah.
fucking dumb.
I mean, let's get past that. I mean, Superman Legacy is set to start filming this January,
January,
which
which would imply that they have picked their cast,
yeah.
even though they haven't released it yet. And there's a heavy rumor that it's the corn sweaty guy,
Corn.
the guy who sweats corn. I mean, he's from Kansas. Superman's from Kansas. You know, I get it.
I mean,
Sweat corn.
visually he looks like he could be Superman, like,
Yeah.
you know, good looking dude, square jaw, and younger.
Yeah.
It's
David Corn Sweat.
Yeah, corn,
Corn
sweat.
sweet. Corn sweat. It's wet corn.
It's sweat corn.
uh, we'll see. You know, and then we got Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors news. Maybe not much news, but his trial for his alleged but impending doom
Yeah.
to his career is his trial starts in August.
Yeah, for his domestic abuse and assault.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, if more things come out, like, don't be a piece of shit, and people will still like you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see, and I'm sure that we'll touch on it as it is going, because I'm sure that it'll go for a couple of weeks. You know, so we'll touch on it. I think we touched on it a few weeks
Say
back.
touched on it one more fucking time.
Touched on it.
Damn it.
We did get a first look, kind of like teaser trailer for the Penguin coming to Max.
Max.
Coming to your neighbor Max's house soon. I don't know how we got a penguin, but
Yeah.
we got a first look at it.
Yeah.
And then something that we both learned this week.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm going for it.
Yeah.
Gerard Way, if you know who Gerard Way is, he is the lead singer of My Chemical Romance. But we also know that he made a comic book called, what's the one on Netflix?
Umbrella Academy.
Umbrella Academy. But he also is the creator of Penny Parker, which is the anime character in Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
If you remember her, she's the one that has the robot spider suit. And maybe if Gerard Way designed the submersible that went to the bottom of the
ocean. That was the one in the chamber, huh?
That was one of the ones that I got a couple more. They'd still be alive. Anyways, he did, that joking aside, he did create Penny Parker Into the Spider-Verse, which is really fucking cool. Because I did not know that till a few days ago. I was like, did you know this? And you're like, I just saw it today. And I was like, me too. So that's
it's like
cool,
when
man.
he was a young boy.
Stop.
He interned at both DC and Marvel and did some work for them. The last one, he was still working at DC Comics. I think just as an illustrator, like not as any sort of creative force.
He was an intern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When 9/11 happened and he was living in Jersey, saw it from across the river, and was like, the world's going to shit. I always wanted to also pursue music. I'm going to shift gears and try that. And then now we have My Chemical Romance, which is pretty cool.
We love. Yeah.
Take it away, Jake, at the next sponsor.
Sponsor number 2 is Crybaby Craig's hot sauce. It's a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce. It goes on practically anything. Listen up, and we'll tell you more about it.
Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today.
All right, friends, we are going to talk about Secret Invasion, now streaming on Disney Plus. Kind of like how the ocean secretly invaded the Ocean King.
It wasn't a secret, man. Spoiler alert.
They're dead. Oh no, that's not the spoiler alert you were talking about. My bad.
Thoughts and prayers to the families.
Isn't that what Christians say to people?
Yeah, it's so that you don't actually have to.
Prayers.
You don't actually have to do anything about it,
No.
and it gives you a chance to be like, "Hey, look at me, I'm concerned." Sorry, Mom.
But the show is really good.
Yeah, real spoiler alert about episode 1 from Secret Invasion. You've had enough time.
I don't feel bad. But yeah, Secret Invasion, episode 1, Disney Plus. Nick Fury's return. I really enjoyed hopefully the first episode was 55 minutes. So I'm really hoping that the rest of the series is that length of time, hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think it's gonna be like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you know, from like the 40 to 50-ish minute range,
Yeah.
which is fine. I just hope that they're more on the longer range because
it was really enjoyable. I mean, we get Talos' daughter, which is Emilia Clarke. She basically just plays a brunette policey. She's just a brat.
she is
So far. So
kind of
far.
a brat.
We'll see what
Um,
happens, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we suspected that that's who Amelia Clark was. Amelia Clark was. Strunk.
Do you smell burnt toast?
No, I smell fish that is being cooked in a pan because all of my neighbors. I don't know who it is in my hallway on my floor, but they pan fry fish 3 to 4 times a week. I swear to science. Like, it's just always just smells.
I hate fish. Even before I stopped eating meat, I would not eat fish.
That's the only meat thing that I will eat, and I limit it to basically just sushi. And my partners.
That's my Jabba the Hutt impression.
I saw you just flicking your tongue, and I was like, oh yeah, and partners. Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mom.
Look at that. I got a sorry, Mom, for sexual things and for mocking her religion. If she decided to start listening,
Sam.
she still has not gotten this far into the episodes.
My mom is not explicitly. My mom is very upfront. Told me that she will not watch. She has watched, and she's like, "Nope, you guys are crass. You guys are." Only she's not British, so she didn't say crass.
Yeah, my mom did basically the same thing. Like, I tried to listen so I could support you, but you guys are so vulgar.
It's so funny though because like I'm not a little kid anymore, so like I don't, and my mom just knows who I am.
Yeah.
I'm a very like verbally, I don't know how to
Vulgar
say-
person.
vulgar person, yeah, and I just don't ever dial it back in front of my mom. So
I don't
like
either.
she's like, I don't listen to your podcast because you're so vulgar. And then in person, I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? You know, like I just don't.
It's
ever
wild
dial
because
it
my
back.
mom in person, I mean, she's not nearly as vulgar as we are, but, you know,
She's pretty vulgar.
she is pretty vulgar.
She's pretty vulgar.
And I was like, then what's the issue?
Yeah.
We say fuck one too many times in the
Yeah.
first
It's
10
definitely
minutes?
probably the religion stuff
in politics.
and politics. My
But
mom
she
is
didn't,
very.
She didn't even know
my
about
mom-
that.
My mom is very sided with me politically.
Yeah.
Your mom is not. But we still love you, Tracy.
Yeah, and I mean, she is not so sided with the other party that she would be included in.
Yeah, it's not.
She's conservatively middle.
Yeah. She is Republican before the Republican Party got super racist, which is like this crazy. It's just what Trump did to people.
Yeah.
It's what he did to America. It's
He gave
Weird.
people permission
yeah.
to be open about their things.
But Republicans that aren't racist, who are still Republicans,
We have nothing
can-
against you.
nah, you can
Yeah.
still be a Republican. I get it. I have friends that are-
we disagree on things, but
yeah, but you're not. I have Republican friends
you're not
that
yeah,
aren't pieces of shit.
Same.
I won't name anybody, but like one of my very good friends,
Mhm.
voted for Trump, and still like. But then, like after term one was like, nah, that guy's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Like, and those are the kind of Republicans that hey,
Yeah.
we're here.
Yeah. It's like, hey, we can disagree on certain things, but we align morally,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. Yes, there's a yeah. Anyways,
So Secret Invasion. It opens with Martin Freeman as.
I'm sorry, that was funny.
Is it? He's not also named Ross, is he?
Yeah, Martin Freeman, Everett Ross.
Everett Ross.
Yeah.
Is he related to General Ross in the comics? No, it's just they couldn't think of another name. Cool. I just wanted to make sure. We see him, which is odd because at the end of Wakanda Forever, he's kind of turned in by Valentina. So it seems like, oh, maybe he was never taken in custody, now he's on the run. Turns out that this version of Ross that we see is a Skrull. Which is very interesting. This show definitely has like a thriller spy action feel to it.
Which is fucking amazing. It's like a nice, like,
Captain America and the Winter Soldier feel.
Yeah.
But like turned up. Turned up.
Huh?
It's turned up. It's turned up.
Turned.
Yeah, for that thriller spy feel that we got from, because that really is what Captain America and the Winter Soldier was. It was almost a spy film.
Yeah.
This show is so good.
Yeah, there's like a lot of like little things that are like mounting up to, and that's just in the first episode. Well, Nick Fury's back, which is awesome, because we know in the past few movies, since like Spider-Man 2, that Nick Fury on Earth has not been Nick Fury.
Basically, he got back, he unblipped, and was like, I'm noping out of this planet. Just yeets himself into space.
Yeah.
And is building Saber, which is odd. I don't recall Saber from the comics, but it seems like it's not quite sword.
So I think Saber is one of those like it's like a legality, but it is sword. It's supposed to be sword.
That's what I figured. Like maybe. Like, he's just working on, like, a space station. So maybe the space station is called Saber, but it's like a sword operation sort of thing.
A saber sword.
Oh, it's like chai tea, Sword. TT.
Chai means tea. So when you say I'll have a chai tea, you're saying I'll have a TT.
Please? Can I have a TT? Can I put it in my mouth? I already apologized once.
Look at you. Three in one episode.
Going back to the crass and sexual.
Sorry, Dad. That's...
There's a lot in this episode. We obviously don't want to like spoil everything. Go watch it if you haven't. Yeah. Also, there's a big conflict, kind of where you think Gaia, Clarke's character, Gaia. Thank you. I knew it was like G''HIA or something like that. Something.
She's the daughter of Talos.
Yeah, which is Ben Mendelsohn's character.
Love Ben Mendelsohn.
I love Ben Mendelsohn too. Holy fuck. But he confronts her because they're tracking her and chase her down. And she says that there's an attack coming. She's going to mark the bags carrying the bombs with an infrared paint. Turns out the bombs aren't in the bags. Is it because she lied to them, or was it because the extremist cell of Skrulls that want to take over the world misled her and figured it out and crossed her? We don't know yet, but during the time when these bombs are going off in a very public area, Maria Hill gets got.
Yeah. She is shot and dies like the people of Ocean Gate. She's dead.
She doesn't. She does not implode.
She didn't. No.
Or explode after the
Maybe
implosion.
If she got shot in the lung, it might have.
I think she got shot in the gut, and we don't actually see her fully die, but we do see as she's bleeding out. Talos grabs Nick Fury and says, "We have to go."
We also saw at the end credit scene that it says special guest star Maria Hill. Colby Smulders. I needed a second.
And
I was like, fuck.
And Martin Freeman, which means that they won't be a part of this moving forward unless Everett
I think
Ross,
we'll see Martin Freeman later on.
Maybe not in this series, but he's obviously still alive.
Yeah.
And maybe Maria Hill lives, and we see just like she's in the hospital and doesn't actually play like.
We did see Nick Fury and Captain America 2 get shot like 1 million times, and he's still alive. So she only got shot once.
What you could imagine to go through brick walls and brownstones in DC, which is where it takes place, probably like a 50 cal sniper rifle. And just super fucked up. So she might still be alive. We don't know. One thing that we didn't talk about this, we didn't write it down, but because of the whole writer strike that's going on and things like this, it has been confirmed that the opening sequence, the abstract art and stuff like that, was created through like an AI sort of thing. What are your thoughts on it?
I don't give a shit.
Cool. I thought we were gonna have a conversation there.
I don't. I think I get the writer's strike thing. I get it, and I side with them. Like,
yeah, they should be paid what they're worth.
Yeah, for sure. But it pisses me off. I don't want shit movies because of it, and that's selfish. And I get it. Whatever. I'm being a prick about it, but like when I go to see a movie, I don't want to see a subpar movie because there's a strike. This happened a while back during the production of Transformers 2 with Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox. I remember, and because of the writer's strike, the animation was garbage in Transformers 2.
I
remember that, and it was a big bummer.
It was all of NBC's subsidiaries went on strike, which included Universal. I remember that.
As a fan, like, just give them what they want so that we can be happy. Again, selfish, but they should be paid
and
for
also,
what they're
like,
doing. They shouldn't be overworked. That was part of the problem, was that they were, especially over at Marvel, like, we love Marvel, we love you guys, but the animation teams were being fucking just like overworked and not getting paid what they should be.
I saw something about that. Someone trying to kind of explain how it works is, the studios will pitch a project and be like, hey, we need 150 CGI, like 150 scenes that require CGI or visual effects. And then the production companies put in bids of like, oh, we can do it for this cost, we can do it for this cost. Some of those CGI scenes are you have to remove like a harness and wires. Some of them are you have to add explosions, and some of them is 100% green screen.
Yeah.
They don't know that.
Yeah.
So then you get the companies that come in as the lowest bid, and still legitimate companies, but they don't understand the scope of work, and they're like, okay, this is your workload. You have until this date to complete it.
Mm.
Whatever you have to do.
And then you get the companies that are like, the animation is bad because it's supposed to be from this person's perspective. If you know, you know. If you don't,
Like the Mummy 2, when the Rock turns into the giant scorpion, the reason it's so bad is it's because it's from the Rock's perspective,
yeah,
and doesn't understand how bad he looks.
yeah.
So
He thought he was a rock, not a scorpion, and
he thought he was just playing PlayStation 2.
if you, for reference, this is Andy Machete's
Response
explanation
to the bad
for
CGI
why
for
the
Flash.
CGI was so bad in the Flash was that this is from Barry's perspective and blah
Yeah.
blah blah, and it was
And
like,
that's why it
no.
looks so bad, because everything's
Yeah.
blurred and not quite real looking because he's going so fast.
And then there's a very funny meme where it shows all of the bad CGI through like Marvel, and that you sent me. You sent it to me.
Marvel, the Mummy
Yeah.
Return, like
Yeah,
just countless
every
movies
bad
that had
CGI.
terrible CGI.
And it was just like backs that bad CGI by saying like, oh, because it's from this person's perspective. That's why it's so bad. So Andy, James Gunn, quit docking and fucking make good movies. You guys
Quit
suck right
talking. Jesus Christ. Holy shit.
now. I'm sorry. I have zero. I'm talking 0% faith in DC right now. I got none.
And that's sad because you like DC more than Marvel in the terms of comics.
Yes, I'm a DC fan over Marvel fan, comic book wise. But Marvel, but DC has made better movies. No, Marvel has just made better movies. Like on the look at
We're not looking at Thor: Love and Thunder, but continue.
I was gonna say how many Marvel movies are there right now?
And TV shows that are all continuous. There's upwards of 30 to 35.
How many bad ones do we have? Thor 2, Ant-Man 2, Ant-Man 3, Thor 4.
Rewatching Ant-Man, Quantumania,
You hated it less.
I hated it less.
Yeah. But I mean, there's like
It's not great. Don't get me wrong.
30 plus, 30 to 40. I would have to look it up. Which I could do, but I'm not gonna.
Ooh, I can do this while you're ranting.
There's so many, and there's only a handful of these projects that aren't good. If you look at DC, they're continuously making bad shit, and they try to, and that's why that joke is so funny. Is that they, instead of just owning, like, oh yeah, we made a bad movie, sorry guys, we'll do better in the future. They try to fucking compromise with the audience and with the fans, not the audience, the fans, and say like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna manipulate you a little bit, and this is why this is this way, but it's not. You just made a shit movie. Just own it, do better, own it and do better. Marvel does it. Yeah, keep talking. Okay. Marvel's made shit movies, and they know it. Even Chris Hemsworth has said, Thor 2, didn't like it. Thor 4, we got a little too wild on the funny side, and blah, blah, blah. If I'm going to come back for a Thor 5, it has to be something better. But there's just...
And different. Like...
Yeah, and different. Like, they at least acknowledge they fucked up and will do better. But DC refuses. It's like an arrogance almost. That they just refuse to accept the fact that they made a shit movie, and they're just like, oh well, this is why. And like even now, right now, they're saying that god damn it, Shazam 2, Black Adam, and now the Flash. They're like, oh, the reason this is so bad is because well, we did this too early and blah blah blah. And it's like, no, dude, like that
You
has
just did something bad.
nothing to do with it. You just fucked up. Like nobody's gonna not like your movie just because you made a mistake. It's these movies suck. You're putting out garbage movies. That's not the fans' perspective is not the problem.
Yeah.
Like
It's just
sorry.
it's just not. Um 39 to 40 39 to 41 is kind of like the window that I got to between movies and shows.
Yeah.
I'm sure that I
mean-
missed a couple. That's why I'm giving like that few.
And
There's
well,
at
I mean,
least 39.
I mean, I didn't really care for. There's probably like 5 or 6 movies / TV shows.
Yeah.
But overall, like, you guys are doing great.
Yeah.
It's not hit or miss. With DC, it's one good one, one bad one. One good one, one bad one. Then James Gunn was like, I'm taking over, and we're going to do this way better. And then they made...
And then it started with the bad one.
And then they started with a bad one. Yeah. And it's like, okay. What are we doing here, guys?
I mean, but behind James Gunn there was The Suicide Squad and Peacemaker. So those are 2 good ones, and then The Flash. So
they were...
we
okay,
could
here's
see
the
that
thing.
there's improvement of 2 good ones, 1 bad one.
Hold on. Let me contest that a little bit. Because as Peacemaker and Suicide Squad were a lot of fun, that is not the tone I want for DC going forward.
Right, but that's
They
us
were
talking
off the
as
wall,
fans.
funny, and blah, blah, blah. Like, I get it. Like, great.
At
but
least
that's-
they were brutal.
They were, yeah. But that's... I don't want to see a Taika kind of fucking
I don't want to
DC universe.
see an R-rated. Well, I do want to see an R-rated Guardians of the Galaxy, but I don't want to see an R-rated Guardians of the Galaxy-esque DC
Yeah.
film.
No.
It
I-
makes
I-
sense in Marvel. DC is supposed to
this-
be dark.
My big problem is I love Marvel. I do love Marvel. I love both franchises, but Marvel is on the lighter side, DC's on the darker side. And James Gunn is very much, even though like he is more brutal with like his DC projects so far. I don't know why I did this because he actually did those. But, they're like they're too funny, which is great as like a side project, as both of those things were.
Yeah, for the obscure.
I loved it, but moving forward with like Superman, Batman, Justice League, I don't want to see that funny kiddie shit that he's been doing with Marvel.
No.
Again, love Marvel, but DC is supposed to be dark. Zack Snyder nailed it, and I think that I don't know. He's got.
See,
I don't know.
the thing
I'm struggling with that.
with Zack Snyder nailing it, and it's really unfortunate for Zack Snyder as to why he had to step away, because not to, this is gonna sound cheesy, but because of a death in the family, which I know is like a Batman thing. I'm not trying to make light of it, but because of a death in the family, he had to step away. Had that not happened in the middle of filming, maybe it's a canon event for Zack Snyder. It happened. We can't undo it. But if the timing of it had been a little bit different, whether it was before filming starts so that they could push it, they still could have pushed it. I mean, these studios have so much money that it's not going to hurt them to push it 6 months or even a year. Or after filming happened and he's just, he's taking his personal time to not be on the press junket, whatever. I think that Zack Snyder, and I wholeheartedly believe this, and I love James Gunn. I don't have a lot of faith in him at DC, but
That's what I was going with that.
Zack Snyder should be in James Gunn's position.
Yeah.
With how he started it, should be him running things. Because what he was doing was 1,000 times better.
It was dark. It was gritty. I loved it.
And even Batman v Superman, like the director's cut, more so, had very funny moments that fit the tone.
I was so when I still to this day, I do not. I will argue with people that don't like Batman versus Superman. What did you not like about it?
I didn't like the theatrical cut because they cut a lot of brutality and dialogue so that it stayed PG-13. They were like afraid to make something that would have gotten R rating. The director's cut, Zack Snyder's cut, fantastic.
Dude, I honestly, we said on this episode that Christian Bale's Batman goated, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got the best, hands down. Fight me about it. I will physically fight you if you disagree with me.
At him, drop your Twitter.
Batman, the best Batman scene of all time when Batfleck busts into the warehouse where Superman's mom is being held and just bodies that entire room of people. That is.
And then you take that scene and do the director's cut, which makes sense for a older, grizzled Batman that no holds barred, no fucks given because Robin's been murdered and he's still struggling getting over that. Now he's using guns. He's fine with killing. The blood from the director's cut, someone goes into a wall head first, even wearing tactical gear, and
blood splatter. Yeah.
Like, yes, that's so fucking good.
That was good.
Fucking fantastic. We are so off kilter from talking about.
And now
Secret
we're
Invasion.
getting Clooney.
If they want to make him
James Gunn,
old and grizzled, and not the Schuster version, bat nips and Nikes, like.
Plus, one of my biggest.
Because I don't hate George Clooney.
Here's my big problem.
Here's
my biggest problem going.
Ree.
Hi, Zena.
Dog just bodies her way in.
Thought Nicole was home.
So did I. I was waiting for her to come in.
What are you doing? My biggest problem is that. God damn it, Zena. No. Get out of there! Go on. Jesus. Keep it. It's fine.
I'm not cutting it.
My biggest problem is that through the comics, through cartoons, through TV shows, movies, everything, Clark Kent and Lex Luthor are the same age. They're like close in age. Same with Batman. Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent are like the same age. So now, if we're gonna make this old Batman the canon Batman, but they just hired or are hiring somebody in their 20s to play Superman, you're throwing
as like
off
a college graduate age person.
You're throwing off the source material. That's the reason Henry Cavill hated working on The Witchers. They're not using the source material. They're like, oh, we're gonna do our own thing. We don't care about what the fans want and blah blah blah.
Yeah, we'll have little tie-ins or references to keep them happy for a second.
And that's what James Gunn is doing right now. He's like, oh, now Nicole's home because both the dogs is fucking.
Well, I think that we're kind of coming up on time. We can, you and I, we can talk about this for hours, and I'm sure that we will over the next several months as this DCU project thing happens. But let's go ahead. Let's close out this episode, shall we?
Yeah. All right. Before we close out this episode, like the ocean closed out the Ocean Gate submersible. Uh, we're gonna talk about. All right, we're done. Next week. Next week we won't make these jokes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm not. I mean,
I'm not
they
sorry.
they signed waivers and knew that it was leaking.
There's a literally video of them signing the waivers, like joking about the fact that it hasn't been through proper testing, and it's like, hey,
Not to mention the fact that the company
Have fun.
itself fired like their chief safety engineer.
the guy, he literally was like, "You're gonna kill somebody," and they were like, "You're fired," and then they all
You're
died.
fired.
Yeah, and
You're
then
fired.
the ocean was like, "We're sorry." Anyways, they're dead. It's not funny. Don't laugh.
That
about
part.
it.
That part's not funny.
Grow
Everything
up.
else,
Grow up, guys. It's not funny.
it's still funny.
They're
Sorry, I can't like implode my body, so I can't be like it's still funny.
see dive.
See, dive. Now we're really done.
Don't cancel us. Don't cancel us.
There's enough people to cancel us.
We would have to be a lot better at what we
We
do.
would have to be famous for that to work. We're not. If we ever get famous and this episode resurfaces, we might be
We'll get
fucked.
canceled. I don't know. James Gunn bounced back with. Oh, never mind. It was DC.
We'll see how that one pans out. Oh,
Fucking.
what do you have for honorable
Okay,
mentions?
bye. No, I'm just-
Yeah, right. What do you have what do you have for honorable mentions this week, my dude?
We watched. I forgot. What did I watch? Oh, I watched the Stan Lee documentary on Disney Plus. It was good. It was really good. It was better than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be kind of like a money grab. It was really eye-opening on a lot of stuff. I won't go into it because time, but seriously, go watch it. It's a lot of fun. The only negative thing I'll say about it is that because there wasn't enough footage of obviously like Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and whatnot, they do like almost like a claymation kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's weird, and it's like still, it's not like a cartoon. It's like
almost like a court drawing.
like action figure. That would probably be the better way to say it. Almost like action figures. It's like
Okay.
yeah, but anyways, it was really eye opening seeing what he went through. Like, yeah, it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. I
And
highly
we
recommend it.
touched base on it last week. I said touch base again. We talked about it last week, I think, or 2 weeks ago when it first came out, about the Kirby family's
Yeah, which is
complaints
bullshit
that
because
Jack
I watched
Kirby
the
wasn't
documentary.
portrayed.
Jack
in it.
Kirby's mentioned every fucking like 5 seconds in that documentary. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
So what you're saying is just a documentary of being like, Stanley did Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, and Stan
Yeah,
Lee and Jack
the
Kirby.
only thing that was like maybe they could argue about is there was apparently between Jack Kirby and Stan Lee there was a argument about who is the creator of Marvel Comics because Stan Lee was the writer. He created the characters, their backstories, blah blah blah. Jack Kirby illustrated those characters, and you can't have one without the other one. So there are I guess there were some creative differences between those two. But that other than that, Jack Kirby's in. There's even like voice. I don't know if it's AI or maybe actual recordings of Jack Kirby, but there's actual like
If
stuff from Jack Kirby.
I
You're blurry again.
oh,
You're super blurry.
hopefully that doesn't come through on the recording because on my end we're both crystal clear.
Beautiful.
Um, this is just my 2 cents. who came up with The Little Mermaid? Was it Disney because they animated it, or was it Hans Christian Andersen who
From
wrote the
Finland.
story?
Yeah.
Who created The Little Mermaid? You know, like, I'm not trying to diminish in any way Jack Kirby's contribution to the world of comics, but who created the characters and then who just like brought them to life?
Yeah.
It's no different
Well-
than like in music, who wrote the music and who performed it, because
Well, I
session
also
musicians
think
are
that-
a thing.
I also think that when you write something, especially with like a comic book, it's without pictures, it's a story. And what stories do is they're descriptive. So you come up with that shit in your own head. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
illustrations are a huge part of it, but I don't think that you could say that you're the creator of Marvel Comics just because
You gave the visual.
yeah. The
Instead
story
of
is-
Marvel Comics,
Right,
it would be Marvel novellas,
Yeah.
Marvel's short stories.
Yeah. I again, like you said, Jack Kirby was amazing in what he did for Marvel and DC, like comic, like
And just
fantastic.
the world of
They
comic
would-
art.
They wouldn't be what they were without him. But to say that you created those characters, nah.
And created the basis for it. Like,
We've talked to I won't name, but we've talked to comic book artists on this podcast who say that the writers come to them and are like, "Hey, this is what I want. This is what I'm envisioning, blah blah blah." You know what I mean? Like you're creating something based on what somebody's telling you to create. Wouldn't
and
say
we've
that you're
also
the creator
talked to
of that.
people that are relatively close to the Kirby family.
Mhm.
You know, going through their art and stuff like that, and a lot of it was
That's why I was trying to not name
Yeah.
them.
well,
But, yeah.
we still haven't named them. I mean, it
Yeah.
wasn't a
Well, even I'll name Russ Braun because he has nothing to do with DC or Marvel, but even he said that like when he was drawing those characters, it wasn't it. The writer of the comic came to him and was like, "Hey, like this is what I want. This is what I."
and Russ Braun wasn't the original illustrator either.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah.
But he
So it's
still has huge credit in, you know, working on the boys, you know, graphic novels and comics and stuff like that. Like, that doesn't diminish his contribution. He's
Yeah.
still incredible.
But
and
can you call
deserves-
yourself the creator of those characters just because you drew them?
No,
That's the
and-
debate. Yeah.
And I mean, this was never about Russ Braun this little bit, but like, he would 100% agree with us. Like,
Yeah.
no, these characters already existed. I just was able to draw them
Mhm.
to fulfill the story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways, go watch the Stanley documentary
yeah.
on Disney Plus. Chad, what were your honorable mentions?
We still haven't done mine. Sweet. My honorable mention was it's been no secret, I've been very sucked into D&D content for a while. I watched on on Dropout TV, but the Dimension 20 short campaign this week. It's only 6 episodes for the Ravening War, which was really fun because it's a bunch of the College Humor people that do Dimension 20, but the DM, the game showrunner basically was Matthew Mercer from Critical Role, the one that created the story for Vox Machina, and it sets as a prequel to their another one of their campaigns that I'm only like 10 minutes into. I tried watching it last night, but after D&D I was quite drunk, so I sat in front of my TV for about an hour and a half and watched like 10 minutes because I was like, oh, I'm distracted. Pause. And fiddling around. But the Ravening War was awesome. Just incredible storytelling. If you ignore the D&D aspect, it's why I love it.
I ignore all the D&D. No, I'm just kidding. I have a character. I'm just joking. I have a character.
You have a character. We'll be talking about it soon. We'll just mention it here shortly, and then there's more things to come from it. But yeah, sorry, I was parched. I needed something to drink.
Same.
Like we mentioned at the start of the episode, if our listeners like what we're doing here and you want to support this podcast, there's more ways to do it than what we mentioned earlier, but the main one would be through buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd. We think it's the best way to do it. It's a monthly donation to the show, but you get so much back.
Mm-hmm.
Exclusive merch. We give it back. Sometimes we give it first. But you get behind the scenes of everything that we're... Not everything, but behind the scenes of what we're doing here. First looks, first early announcements, member-exclusive merch that you can't buy from our web store. And if you don't want to give on a monthly basis, I mean, we get it. It's a little lame. But then you just go to allthingsnerdpodcast.com if you wanted to do like a one-time sort of donation, contribution, shall we? Because you do get something back as well. Like Jake said, we give it back. And you can get merch that way as well. Or if you don't want to give us your money, how do you feel about that, Jake?
Not good.
It's not great, Cotton.
I want that money. Dun, 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 dun. That's what I want. That's what we need.
Yeah.
We're trying. We want to do bigger, better things, but we can't because we're the only ones.
I mean,
there's other people giving money to the podcast, but
we put money into this. We don't take money out of this. We do have some subscribers, some contributions and stuff like that. If you don't want to give us your money, we understand. There's podcasts that we both enjoy that we don't contribute to as well.
Yeah.
But what we do is share those podcasts. We talk about them. We tell the people that we know that would be interested in them. So, liking, sharing, subscribing at the free option. Like, those do help. So if you like what we're doing, depending on what you can do, either give us your money or at least like, share, and subscribe. All those would be fantastic.
Is there a way to do... I think you already covered it and I just missed it, but there's ways to do like one-time donations, right?
Yeah, through Buy Me a Coffee, you can do a one-time donation, but I would recommend just going to our web store and buying something, because that's like a one-time contribution, and you get something out of it. So it's not just like a, hey, here's some money. I feel good about myself.
I'm not sure I understand.
I told you to wait in the car. Sorry. But you can just buy a piece of merch, which is like a one-time contribution, or like make a full order of multiple pieces, whatever you feel like doing. It's a one-time thing, but you get something out of it as well. So on top of the warm, fuzzy feelings of helping a small podcast and us, you also get some sweet swag.
And if you don't know how cool our swag is, go check it out.
Yeah, go to allthingsnerdpodcast.com.
Really cool shit.
Yeah. We haven't talked much about it, but we do have a line of Pride merch as well, which is pretty awesome. From subtle to very in your face.
I just gave Mike a pair of Chuck Taylors with our logo on it. Yeah,
we have fucking
like
tennis shoes.
Yeah, we have. I mean, and they're dope. Like he wears them.
They're sweet. Yeah.
We got hats, t-shirts, baby garb. I mean,
yeah.
Whatever you want, we got it. I got the fries that'll cross your eyes. I got the shakes that'll make you quake. I got the burgers. I just got burgers, man.
Oh.
And if there's something that you want, like, let us know. Because we can obtain most things.
Yeah, most things. If there's something, yeah. If you want to support us and we don't have anything there for you, let us know. If we can do it, we will.
Yeah.
Because that's the glory of drop shipping.
Anyways, we love you guys. Or, sorry, we love all of you.
Yeah.
And yeah, Chad, take it away.
This has been the All Things Nerd Podcast.